Looking for control without having to sacrifice comfort? This is Head Lynx Touch. Unlike stiffer, more traditional polys, Lynx Touch packs impressive comfort, pocketing, and touch. Several players may have tried this string initially in the Head Boom demos and through our Talk Tennis playtest, and unanimously this string is quickly becoming a solid option for the poly player looking for something with more comfort without sacrificing control. I have been playtesting this string for several months, which means I've been able to try it in a lot of different setups and different rackets at different tensions. And this string consistently shows up for me. It is a more control-oriented string to me, but it is softer than some of the stiffer polys that I often gravitate towards. I usually string up into the high 50s, which can start causing some arm discomfort with those really dead stiff polys, but I had no issues as far as discomfort or anything like that throughout this playtest, no matter what racket I strung it in, no matter how high the tension was at. For me, the string bed felt very consistent and I felt very dialed into my shots. And what I loved about this string was it didn't feel too powerful to me, which sometimes those softer strings are too springy, too powerful, but this one felt dead yet soft at impact. Full transparency, I did not find a ton of spin out of the string bed, but again, that doesn't really play into my game. I'm hitting flatter shots. I did notice really great snapback from the string, and I also noticed that the string did not get stuck in position. As far as durability, I felt that the string played pretty consistently through the play test. I never noticed that it dropped really low in tension and got super springy, which is one of my pet peeves with a lot of the strings. It did settle in and always felt consistently comfortable. I would recommend this string to players that maybe have had arm problems in the past with some polys, or even the rising junior who's starting to break more strings. They're playing a lot of hours on the week. They want to use a poly that is more control-oriented, but definitely don't want to sacrifice discomfort. This would be a great string for those types of players.
My first experience with polyesters was with a traditional, just 100% poly string, and man, they've come a long way, and nothing is really more distance from that traditional poly than this Lynx Touch. This one pockets the ball way more. It's got a really soft, plush feel at impact, and I thought it worked great in a racket with a dense string pattern like this Head Speed Pro here with an 1820 string bed, and it really softened up that string bed, opened up the sweet spot nicely, gave me some extra jump off the face of the racket, and so I could find my depth easy. I was hitting a nice loopy ball with this string, still very controlled. I felt like the ball was getting up and over the net and then dipping inside the court nicely. As Michelle mentioned, I wouldn't say this is the most spin-friendly of Head's co-polys, but definitely a very comfortable poly. Still got plenty of spin out of it just because it's a very control-oriented string, so it could carry a lot of racket head speed and generate spin that way. I wouldn't say the string was necessarily biting the ball and really helping get that rotation, but I was still able to get some nice action on my shots. My slice serves and moving off the court nicely with it. I thought it was very, very comfortable. I also hit it in some rackets with open string beds and a thicker beam, and I thought it did a great job of making a stiffer racket feel really comfortable. But it did move and get stuck out of position, I noticed, a little bit more with an open pattern like a 16-19 and at least 100 square inch head size. It was moving and sliding around a bit there, but fantastic playing poly. It's a great poly if you really want to flushen up the response of your racket, add a little bit of comfort, still maintain a lot of control. For this review, Michelle had Lynx Touch strung up at 58 pounds in her Prestige Tour. I was down at 48 pounds in my Speed Pro. And that's all we got for this one. Thanks for watching. For more information on this string or anything else tennis related, be sure to go to Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.